Sonic Dream Team Update 2 was just released the other day, and today I want to talk about it. Because I kid you not when I say this, the new zone introduced here, although we only got 2 acts, these are genuinely S-tier levels. And I mean that, like, seriously, some of these stages genuinely compare to some of the best boost stages, or even some of the adventure stages. They may not be perfect, but they get so much right that I just have to say it. And so, instead of talking about the visuals or the music or even the level design just yet, I want to talk about first impressions, because that's a very key thing when it comes to new levels. Usually when I hop into one of these levels, I want to get a feel for it. Like, what is this level gonna be? Is it gonna be difficult? Is it gonna be about this? What's the gimmick, you know? I already knew what the gimmick was. That was you were gonna be using swings and pulleys, which are actually really fun to use. Like, almost all of them are really sick. My first impressions from this zone was, like, dang, this is difficult. Now granted, I was playing this on my phone with a touch joystick, so I didn't exactly have the best chances of succeeding in this game, but still. But I mean, seriously, no Dream Team level is nearly as complex as this. They really want you to utilize a lot of the more meta mechanics in this game, like being able to get insane height from jumping off a ramp at the right time. That was a mechanic that was just fun to use in the base game, but was like never used. They kind of used a version of it on rails. They did that a lot actually, but that was kind of it. They also take a lot of advantage of the new stuff you can do with the pulleys and whatnot, because if you jump out of the pulley early, then you get a ton of height. And as you can tell here, they're integrating that into all of the paths. It's just really sick. I would say my first impressions with this zone were really good. I was not expecting it to be of this quality, but it's definitely very good. It didn't really feel like a step down from the rest of the game. It was a little bit more like asset spammy, because the other zones felt like they had fully fleshed out environments. But this one, stuff's just kind of floating in the air a little more than the rest of the game. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the game does this pretty often, but it feels like it was done a lot more in this case, which I'm sure is probably a factor of them just not having the time to fully flesh out an environment, and I'm glad they really didn't, because they got to focus on the stuff that mattered. Then there's the music. Okay, so I gotta be honest, the music in this game, it's not very great. It's not bad or anything. It definitely fits most of the stages, and I really like these like lo-fi kind of tracks, although lo-fi is not very, it's not my style. I never come back to these really. But I do like how they made them more chill for the more, slower levels. It makes sense. But the music for this stage is definitely one of the better ones from this game. Not exactly an amazing song, because it doesn't really do much. It's just kind of a drum, a bass, and some weird synths that come in a little later, but it does the job, and it fits the environment pretty well. So that really sums up my thoughts on this stage visually and, of course, the music, but now on to the big showrunner, the level design. I've already talked about it a little bit, but I'm gonna go in a little more deep here. So right off the bat, this level design is outstanding. For every single character type, too, I didn't feel like there was a single character type that had like, that one stage, where you have to play as Tails or Cream or whatever, It doesn't feel like it has that stage syndrome. Every stage felt perfectly tailored for the different character types and was equally fun somehow. Usually in a lot of Sonic games, I'm the guy where, I want to play the speed stages, you know what I mean? I'm that guy. But in this game, I did not feel that at all. I really loved playing as the other characters because it felt fun to have levels tailored for their different moves that actually let you take advantage of it, and not to just do slow, boring flying segments. That is actually something I really liked about the flying type stages in this level, because flying is slow. It's very slow. That's just a fact. And it felt like they acknowledged that in this update, where instead of making you do tons of slow flying, of course you're still doing a lot of flying, but you're not doing it all the time because they understand that it's slow, so the goal is to try and fly the least. So when you start thinking in that mindset, how do I fly the least? Well, there you go, you've basically cracked it. Now you have a level that is just so much more fun, because now you're not just slowly flying around, now you're trying to find ways to not slow yourself down. And it felt like the game really acknowledged that in this case, and there was a lot of times where I could just try and not fly, or maybe wait a second midair to fly and save myself some time. So to continue the discussion of character types, I guess I should probably come back to the glide characters. This probably is my favorite stage in this entire game, and I'm kind of shocked saying that I loved a gliding character stage that much. Seriously, over a speed stage. Like, the gliding in this game is a little bit clunky, but yet I still love everything about this stage, man. The gliding is fun to use. These rotating platforms are just really sick. You have all the pulleys that you get to take advantage of. It's so fun, man. It felt like almost all of the improvements from this update level design-wise just accumulated here into this perfect level that wasn't too difficult, but had plenty of challenge to keep me coming back to it. So genuinely outstanding stuff. Oh my gosh. So of course there's only one character type left, and that is the titular speed characters. I really love the high stakes, almost dangerous feeling you get when playing these, because you're floating over these bottomless pits with tons of light dashes. Of course the light dashes aren't hard to get, but you still could easily die if you don't make that light dash. Which frankly I did do a couple times, but whatever. But truly, that's what makes me like this zone a lot more than the other zones in Dream Team, because it felt like there was actual danger there. You know, it felt like if I slipped up, well then I'm gonna have to go back a little while. Now, of course, Dream Team is a mobile game, so they did have to make it very generous with your deaths. You don't go back to a checkpoint. No, you basically just go back to the last solid platform. So they were very generous with it, so I don't feel very punished if I slip up, but still, having to regain that territory is very annoying, and I'm definitely not getting the S rank. So speaking of an S rank, that is the second addition in this update. They added a ranking system. And I kid you not, this crap is hard, which I do appreciate. It adds so much replay value, but I was not expecting them to be this crazy with a mobile game. Like, looking back at my level rankings, bro, they're all like D's, bro. I can't. That's what I really like about it, because unlike other Sonic games that just display your time, they put a big old rank icon right on that level. And I look at that, and it's like, I gotta fix that. I've never felt this motivated to get the S rank. They're gonna shove it in your face if you got a good rank or if you got a bad rank. It does not matter. Heck, I feel so motivated to get these S ranks, I might even stream it. Okay, that actually would be fun. Please tell me, would you want me to stream that? I would actually do that. So there we have it. That genuinely wraps up everything for this video. I could go a lot more in depth, but I did want to get this video out pretty soon of the update, because, you know, everyone's going to forget about this game again after 2 weeks. Of course, that won't be me. I'll be playing it all the time. Laughs in Macusa. But jokes aside, I really do wish more people had access to this game. It's genuinely a great game, and I hate that everyone can't play it, and I will be honest, I really don't see this game going anywhere, let alone Android. It is never ever coming to Android. I would be absolutely flabbergasted if it came to Android. It would come to PC and console. That seems like I could possibly see that. Like, probably Switch, actually. This game would go incredibly hard on Switch. But dude, this is not going to Android, bro. And so I'm not going to yabber on any longer. This video has had a very long outro already. I've been yapping for a hot minute. And so, of course, like always, I hope you have a good day, and goodbye.